on?
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll get it for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're live.
We are?
We're live.
Oh, okay. We're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Good?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, our viewers who are watching live. I'm one of your hosts, Kaylee Jakovics, and with me I have Alexander Fakari. We're also from Mojo Creative Digital. We're super happy to be here live at the 92nd annual meeting and exhibition for IBTTA. We want to thank you to our sponsors and partners, CSG, as well as Milligan Partners. So we do have a special guest from Ohio today that we're going to interview live.
Yeah, this is really exciting. IBTTA's event is a grand one, and this takes a lot of effort to put something like this together. And the collaboration between IBTTA and Ohio and some of the guests from Ohio is amazing. So we can't wait to introduce you. Let's bring them in.
Yeah.
Right, Kaylee?
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, come on over. Look at the stranger coming in here.
Yeah. And actually, I see Lauren over there. Lauren, do you want to join? Okay. Lauren is also with Ohio.
Everybody, Lauren Henkos and
Nice to see you. Oh, Razan wanted me to sit.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. All right.
Wonderful.
All right.
Hopefully you're not getting my
Yeah.
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 Should pick you up. So
There you go. You're great.
Guys,
All right.
Good to be here with you.
yeah.
Well, so I have to say, an amazing venue, amazing city. We have been going around. We got here on Friday, and it's been just outstanding. Love it. One thing you said, which we've had the pleasure of interviewing you both so far, but I remember what you said to us, Rosanya. You were a host. You love opening your home to people, and I think Lauren has taken that charge and believes that just as wholeheartedly as you do, because you guys have put on a great event here.
You're here in the Midwest, you're here in Ohio, we call it the heart of it all. I think you heard from our governor this morning as well, and he said Ohio is truly the heart of it all.
Yeah.
That's how we feel towards the visitors who come to our state. We want them to feel that they're coming home.
Yes.
Just to a second.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lauren, you're one of the chief meeting organizers for this event, is that right?
Co-chief meeting organizer.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yay! I got that right. All right.
You get it right.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, and to Razan's point, we couldn't be happier to have so many people in our state, like 975 attendees.
That's amazing.
Around the world, converging here
Yeah. That's
in our
amazing.
quaint little town.
Before we get too far, why don't you tell our audience who you are, where you're from,
Yes.
and a little bit about Ohio?
Sure.
Well, Ohio is home to me for the last 32 years. I'm originally from Pakistan, but now I'm from Ohio. And I've been the executive director of the Ohio Turnpike for almost 6 years now. My background is in engineering, transportation, and I love the people I work with, and I love the people that we serve.
That's great.
And I'm Lauren Hakis, Training and Development Manager with the Turnpike. I've had a couple of roles there over my 24 years, but I love what I do. I love training, and I love development, and I love people, so I'm all about that. I was actually born in St. Louis, Missouri, but have spent the majority of my life here. So, and lived just outside of the suburbs in a little quaint town called Medina. So, yeah.
And we love that.
Wonderful. So
It's Medina, not Medina.
Medina. So so they're posers if they say the opposite.
Exactly.
So, there we go. Straight from the horse's mouth, right there. That's great. So this is quite an event. I heard it's been 20 years since you've hosted an event, and Pat, this is Pat's going away event. This is his last big annual event. And he's always bestowed some great words of wisdom. But he was really adamant. Like, Ohio is such a great venue. What to help us understand? I mean, it's a beautiful city, a lot going on. How did you turn this into a must-see event? Like, tell us a little bit about the effort that went into this.
I'm going to let the expert do that, since she was the co-CMO and she's put a lot of effort into it. So Laura, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a year-long effort. No joke about that. And it is a lot of work, but it is a team effort, truly.
Okay.
And more than anything, I'm so excited to have so many team members from the Ohio Turnpike here that are part of it, welcoming people, volunteering to meet everybody who just really wanted to be a part of it. I think I told the story earlier. In our administration building, we asked who would like to volunteer and be part of this, and we had 75 people sign up.
Wow.
75% of
Holy
our
cow.
staff wanted to be part of
That's-
this. So.
And all these people are walking around wearing orange shirts.
Yes.
And when we were talking about that, we said, look, there are going to be people who will be coming to Ohio for the first time. There are going to be people from other countries.
Yes.
And depending on what's going on in your life right now, that day that you land in Ohio, you might be in a good mood or in a bad mood. Yes. What can we do to make these people feel good? Just reach out and say, what can I do to make you stay more comfortable? This morning a gentleman walks up to me, he says, I have a problem. My car broke down and I have to get home this afternoon, in a couple of days. Can you recommend a mechanic that can do this quickly for me? I said, I will recommend a mechanic to you, because one of our people who's volunteering is our equipment manager. That's what I meant when I said to my team, let's be hospitable. These are our guests. Let's just take care of what they need. We had someone reach out and say, look, I want to go on a walking tour. What should I go see? But these are the places that you should go and see.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's that's a true host, right?
Yeah.
The care, the compassion.
It's
the
that
welcome home.
being originally from the Midwest. I live in Maryland now, but it's that Midwestern spirit. So it's really nice to be back in the area, if you will. And I could see the difference, the people, the hospitality for sure. So
And you could see that at the stadium yesterday with the Browns versus the Ravens.
Oh.
As we were walking in, there were announcements being made about being polite to the visiting fans.
Oh, nice.
And I had a lot of friends that I was watching the game with turn around and say, boy, this is such a great stadium and you fans are so nice because nobody's being mean to anyone. I said, no, we don't want your team to win. We want our team to win.
Yeah.
But we are glad that you're here.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
So
Honestly, the greatest compliment somebody could make is to say that the people in your city are friendly,
exactly.
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's a great testament to us,
Yeah,
the
no,
city.
I think, and you feel it. You feel the energy and the vibe. We've been here for a couple days, going to different restaurants, walking around in the hospitality, just naturally, whether you're in an Uber or you're going to a restaurant or you're talking to somebody at the hotel, like everybody's been great.
Crossing the street, the cars stop for you.
Right. I
Yes,
know.
Yes, I didn't get clipped. I didn't
No one's
nobody took up
rushing
my
you
leg.
around. No, but we really see the attention to detail that you've put into this, so thank you so much. I'm curious to know what has been, because we're already a couple days in, or what is going to be kind of something that you're looking forward to, whether it's a session, a certain event, speaker.
We have a lot of our team members in the sessions, so we want to support them. But there's something that I'm really looking forward to is visiting with every vendor who's in this hall. And I went through one row, talked to everyone, met a lot of people, and learned about some of the businesses I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
So I would encourage everyone to get out there and do that, because we've got so many talented people here.
Okay.
These are entrepreneurs who have started their own businesses, such as somebody sitting here.
Yeah,
close to
somebody
me,
over
there.
somebody else over here. But for a couple of reasons. First of all, let's learn what they're doing, but also let's show them the support. Everybody's telling me thank you for hosting. I said, well, I'd have nothing to host if you weren't here. So thank you for being here.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want to show them the courtesy and the politeness and the care to go and visit and make sure that they are having a good time at this conference as well. So I would like to tell everyone, please go and visit with the vendors who are here and everyone who's got a stall. I used to be a consultant. It used to take a lot of time to build a stall and tear it down.
Oh, yeah.
Go and spend some time with them. Show them that what they're doing is worth it.
That is great. And you speaking of all the vendors that are here, I mean, there's so many, and that shows that people wanted to be here, they wanted to be engaged, and so that's great. Going out there visiting, I think that's a good one. What about you, Lauren? What's your What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, and honestly, all of the sessions are great. There's 4 tracks,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
it's so hard to divide your time. But I'm very happy that we have the HR, communications, and legal track, because that's not something that's typically at a lot of these conferences.
No, sure.
So we have a new dynamic and a new group of people attending that might not otherwise. So
Yeah.
the HR, communications, and legal tracks I'm really looking forward to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Usually it's a separate type of event, and so that it's here is just it adds a little extra value.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of new members showing up here. Somebody came in from Italy. We were just talking to him earlier. Fantastic gentleman. And as we meet these people. The whole point of Toll Talk and what we do here is to try to demystify the experience. Right? We want people to come in here, feel approach, get in on those conversations they wouldn't normally have access to. And so, we're here sitting. So I love the hospitality, IBTTA. There's so many opportunities. If you're watching and you haven't been to an IBTTA event, I hope you hear there's no excuse. It's going to be a wonderful event. You're going to be welcomed with open arms. And I think that's a big takeaway for me a lot. And there's so many. We talk about what are we looking forward to. One of the things I'm looking forward to is the after party, the evening event here at IBTTA.
Yes.
All of these are big social opportunities.
And an
So-
opportunity to meet new people. So again, I
Absolutely.
said it before, I say it again, I love meeting new people. So if you're here at the conference and I don't know you, please introduce yourself to me, Farzan.
Yes,
We'd love to
yes.
introduce
Yes.
you to more people. That's what it's all about too, welcoming.
Yes,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
when we first started, you were so welcoming, and we've obviously known each other for a few years now, so it's very welcoming crowd. For our viewers who may not be in Cleveland, I guess where is a place you would recommend? They have to go.
Oh, gosh,
If you
your
want to,
favorite, mine also.
if you stay close, obviously the West Side Market is something that everybody should
Okay.
visit.
Yes.
And our metro parks, the Cleveland metro parks, are famous in the country.
Okay.
Okay.
It will not be surprising for you to get into some of these metro parks in Cleveland, walk a couple of miles, run into someone who's on their horse.
Oh,
Because these
really?
trails, we got hundreds of miles of trails connected. That is
Okay.
pretty amazing.
Oh, wow.
And the
Okay.
waterfront. We have such
All right.
beautiful weather
Beautiful
right
waterfront.
now.
Yeah.
It's sunny, it's crisp in the morning,
Yeah.
but walking along the waterfront, just taking in all those sights, great time. The city's very walkable.
Oh,
Very-
yeah.
So
It
that's
is, yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, just in the few days we've been here, we've been picking up a lot of the. You can see so much. You go to whether you're looking at a museum or a Thai restaurant or anything. There's plenty of options in the area that we think you're going to have a good time at. So it's going to be a
And
blast.
it's always good to see old friends.
It's always good to
Right.
see some
Yeah.
friends
Even though
walking
friends
around,
will
right?
try
There
to
they go.
distract you.
The arcade, I want to add the arcade. It's a beautiful,
Okay.
historic, beautiful place. A lot of people have gone there just in the short time they've been here, so check out the arcade.
All right.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. It's really
Yeah, well-
been a pleasure.
Yeah, I do want to ask one last question as we kind of wrap up. To get a little technical, or more into the meat of the agenda.
Ooh, okay.
So, as we've had a lot of great sessions today. We had a great keynote speaker, from somebody from NASA. Huge opportunity. They piloted they're part of the team for the Mars rover. Really inspiring conversation. But with some of the other sessions that are coming in here, what would you say from your side has been one of the sessions that you've really thought, wow, I picked something up new so far, or maybe that you're looking forward to listening to? Is there any particular one? So give some of the viewers here maybe some sense of what type of sessions there are here, because there's, like you said, there's been HR, right? We also had DEI the other day.
Yep.
What else might there be to pay attention to?
Well, from my perspective, if you had asked me that question 10 years ago, I would have picked something in construction or something on the engineering
sure,
side.
That's right.
But fact is that working with so many people at the Turnpike, including Lauren, I can't pick between one or the other,
Sure,
because
okay,
all of
that's
them
fair,
are
that's fair.
important to the organization that we manage.
Sure.
So I like the HR track because that's essential to what we do.
People.
I love the fact that tomorrow we're going to have road safety discussion. I think we have one on today as well.
Yeah.
And the new technology. There are so many technological advancements being made when it comes to tolls.
Yeah.
Especially with the mobile payment systems, artificial intelligence, and license plate reading, how you can increase the efficiency of license plate reading with artificial intelligence. And these are just amazing topics.
Yes.
And I would encourage everyone to spend as much time as they can learning about all these new things that are going on.
That's a solid note, a great point to end on. I mean, if you, again, when it comes to IBTTA, it's, so many great topics, so much to learn. Make sure you come, join us here. The next IBTTA event is going to, the next big one is going to be the Tech Summit in Dallas.
Yes.
Right? So are we all going to Dallas? And we're going to meet up there?
Going to Dallas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Maybe a bigger show, too.
Make sure you bring your cowboy hat.
Yes.
Cowboy hat and boots.
I'm buying
them.
boots for that.
Boots?
Yeah, I already decided a pink hat, white boots. It's all planned out.
We're ready.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us here today. And we appreciate everybody who's been on the show watching. And, we're going to come to with more. We have more great guests out here that we're going to be bringing in. So, But thank you very much for joining us, and truly a pleasure.
Pleasure visiting with you.
Thanks for having
absolutely.
us.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Great, guys.
We'll see you on our next.
We'll see you in just a moment.
All right.
Ball rolling,
We're continuing live for those that are just joining in at IBTTA in Cleveland for the 92nd annual meeting and exhibition. I'm Kaylee Jakovics, one of your hosts. I have Alexander Fakari. I also have Wayne here, which, Wayne, I want you to do your introduction. Tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity to kind of sit down and talk with you all. My name's, again, Wayne Reed. I'm with Atkins Realis. Been with them for about 6 years or so. Yeah, by way of 10 years in the United States Army Corps of Engineers.
A fellow veteran, Navy
really?
guy.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for
Thank you for your service.
And then through there, going through the working for design build teams. And then from there, now division manager of our East-South Tolls division in Atkins Realis, and the CMO for the Cleveland annual meeting.
Well,
Very
fantastic.
cool. And you're also the chief meeting organizer, is that correct?
Yeah, the chief meeting
for this
organizer
event.
with my fellow friend Lauren Hakos of the Ohio's Turnpike.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the planning that went into it. I know Lauren was mentioning on our previous interview that it was almost a year-long process. Is that right?
It definitely was a year-long process. I would tell you, I think I'm happy we're at this point in the matter to see the fruit of all the labor. But a year of conversations, meetings, trying to really think about what is it that the industry really needs to hear. And I think we've captured, some really core things we felt were important to be discussed and heard and empower people to continue to make change.
And the convention center is, I mean, it's huge. It's amazing. Like,
I've never seen
one so big.
This big. It's massive.
And this is
know.
only one section of it,
Right,
right, Wayne?
exactly.
This is like
There's a
one
whole other part over there that I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
massive, and seeing
Yeah.
kind of over the last, I've been here since Friday, and seeing them put it together and build it piece by piece.
Yeah.
It's been really an interesting
Yeah.
thing.
All right, very
So
cool.
Wayne, just out of curiosity, so there's so much going on. You've been helping orchestrate, plan all of this, put it together, getting vendors together. You know, what of all the things you've been building and putting together with Lauren, what has been the one thing you really were happy to see come together? Like, what was that big, wow, okay, we pulled it off, this is amazing. Like, what was that for you?
I think I think I'll highlight this to be able to answer the question. I think IBTTA did for the first time a collective virtual planning session in 2023, which brought everyone together to talk about a lot of different things, what we want to see coming into these meetings. So then being offered the opportunity to be the meeting organizer, some of the very ideas that I felt were important, like enterprise risk management, which one of the ones that was really near and dear to my heart, and I wanted to see that be added to the meeting. So really, to answer your question, when we were going through all of the different, building the sessions out and getting the information and finding the right people and getting diversity of topic and people to come discuss it, I think it didn't really hit home until when Aaron and Wanda started sending invites out to the session. That's when I realized, like, oh my goodness, we actually made it to this point.
Yeah.
People actually coming to talk on these topics. I think that's when it really hit home and made sense.
And you were either a speaker or moderator for one of the.
You're right. I helped.
I was there.
the young professionals committee. They had a very, very ambitious idea, and I really wanted to be able to support them. And we offered, I was able to help facilitate an open space technology conversation for them.
It was really cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was really interesting and a different approach to it. But getting senior level executives and the young professionals to kind of talk through some of those challenges.
junior executives all coming together and trying to help understand and problem solve as well, kind of fill a gap.
Right,
There's a lot of things that we talked about.
Trying to bridge that generational gap there, and just say, hey, there's a lot of innovation in this conversation and talk.
Yeah, we said what happens or is said in the conversation stays in the conversation. So I can only share so much, but I can tell you it was a great session.
Well, what I would hope that comes out of it, there's typically a kind of a report out that comes out of it, all the high-level conversations and summaries and what was discussed. And when that comes out in a document from the YPC, I look forward to seeing how it helps transform some thinking and some innovative
absolutely.
ideas.
Well, and tell us a little bit about YPC from your side. So, this is a big opportunity and we talk young professionals. You have to keep this in mind. This is, anywhere you're at new to tolling, right? You could, it's almost age agnostic, right? Like we don't care about that part, right? We want to get people who are, want to learn more, right? And that's what I think, for YPC, that's why this is, so important as well, right?
It definitely creates an opportunity in space. And one thing I would say IBTTA offers, I've been volunteering and supporting IBTTA now, I think close to 4 years now.
4 years.
And it's building the relationships, but they're more than just relationships. We're making friends, like lifelong friends. We're doing life together in the industry of transportation.
Yes, that's very true. What other, what committees or groups are you a part of?
So
part of
I
IBTTA?
have supported YPC, but I've also been a heavy participant in the DEI committee. That's something that's really near and dear to my heart, bringing all the differences of, whether it's racial or whether it's, background or whatever the case may be. Just really, we're really driving some change. And one of those things that came out of that planning was the session we did, Shaping Tomorrow's Transportation. We had the Undersecretary Christopher Coase, April Ray from the Compto National President, some area leaders here, the Veda with the GR Greater Cleveland, GCRTA, Marcel from Stantec, and then we had Veronica O'Davis, the author of Inclusive Transportation, to have a conversation.
Yeah, I was in that session this morning. I was listening to Marcel up there, and I'm like, oh, no, look at this. He had a great session.
Yeah, it was a really great session, and we really appreciate that everyone getting involved and making that a reality.
Yeah, that's
cool.
fantastic. So now with this, so I'm going to ask this question, and so be careful because this is recorded, okay?
It's live. It's live.
A year preparing.
I appreciate
it's live
and recorded.
It's been a year long. Would you do it again?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would I won't
Ready
do it
to
again
start
next
tomorrow?
year.
Oh, okay.
Like,
You
I
need
won't-
a break. Yeah, yeah.
But you know what's funny
absolutely.
though? IBTTA has a really unique way of making sure you stay engaged. So as we were
There you go.
finishing up this planning and preparing, they already sent out the 2025. How do you want to volunteer and support? And next thing you know, when I arrived here, I received the doodle post that says, "Hey, you've been selected as a team session lead for the technology summit." I'm like, okay. But no,
Here
it's
we go,
exciting.
yeah.
It's fun, and
Yeah.
I'm thankful that they value
Yeah.
our
So
experience.
with planning it all, like what is, I know we're a couple days in, as mentioned before, but what is something that you're looking forward to the most? Whether it's one of the tracks or sessions, events. I mean, there's an abundance of things planned. So
Well, I will say that I didn't expect what I was going to experience at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean,
Okay.
I got stuck in the theater watching reruns of Soul Train.
Oh, really?
I was
Ah.
stuck there
Yes,
like
I saw-
40
yeah.
minutes. I couldn't get out of there. But the biggest one I was really looking forward to, which was yesterday, was the DEI committee session. We really went out the way to partner Comto and get the federal government and other state agencies to come in and have that conversation.
Because
And
it represents opportunity.
It represents opportunity
Yes.
and so much more about what we're doing. It's shaping not only the leaders for tomorrow, but our communities for tomorrow. And then the other thing is, I really wanted to, and I have been participating in all of the risk management sessions. I wanted to see if the vision and idea that I had really was coming
There you
to
go.
fruition, and so far it has.
That's
Good.
fantastic. And I think that's what's important for everybody to realize when you're here at this event. Idea Total Talk is we're bringing stuff to you, but when you're here at these events, you have to mix it in there. You can't just do one or the other. Like you
Right.
really got to be engaged. But there's a synergy and a process that you go through. You're creating opportunities. You're learning about things, and there's so much opportunity for every professional here.
Right.
That no matter what they're doing, if you just go in, have the conversations, make yourself available. Be approachable.
Exactly.
Right, and IBTTA has done a fantastic job over the years of always making those opportunities available.
Absolutely,
I think
yeah.
It's been one of those things where they put us as members ahead in the foreground to say, let's bring it together, right? And that's that inclusion that spans everywhere. And I love that with the DEI programs that they have, the young professionals, the women in tolling,
Yeah, the emerging
all of
technologies
these,
and
yes,
everything.
and the technologies, like this is where the opportunities are. And so
definitely is.
you got to be here.
Yeah, you definitely have to be here to experience it. I remember during the pandemic, my first meeting was virtual. And
Okay.
so from going from a virtual experience, which is like, but then finally
Yeah.
getting here in person, it's like, it's something that you have to experience on your own, and you build long-term relationships, and we're all family.
Yeah, and I love that you said family, because that is really what's happening here. And I mean, you go through these times, but I mean, and while these sessions are great to catch them online, but I can tell you that when you are here, you're just picking, you pick it up like, oh, it's my brother, right? Like I've seen him, I've known him, we've hung out, we've
Right.
sang karaoke together, which happens to be one of my things I'm looking forward
I
to.
think there's
Big
Yeah.
after party.
Do you
the
have a
after
song
party's
picked
coming
out?
at you.
I don't.
Okay.
I'll be flexible in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like you have that
You gotta
nice
do that.
like deep voice that you would be.
Well,
yeah.
definitely. If you
you
had
would-
saw me last night in the Soul Train up here, I would probably say
You were
my own
practicing.
karaoke.
That's awesome.
Oh man, Alex and I were saying at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last night that we wanted to like take some of the outfits from the 60s and 70s and just like wear them today.
Oh,
it would have
yeah,
been so
yeah.
fun.
They had some good ones. They definitely
Yeah.
did. But this is we want to thank you very much for
Yeah.
being here for this episode, and having one live is a fantastic
Right,
thing.
I know.
And we've had some great sponsors. I really want to thank Milligan Partners for joining on with us, as well as CSG. Fantastic. Being a big part of this whole
Yeah.
thing, and as well as IBTTA. They have been a huge supporter of what we're doing and just bringing this to Cleveland, right? And if you like what you're seeing, please go on. This is going to be also, we'll post this information up on LinkedIn, hashtag IBTTA Cleveland. Let us know what you think. If you're thinking about coming out to the next venue, right? Dallas.
Yep.
Right? Big technology push out in Dallas, right, Kaylee? That's gonna
Yeah,
be,
absolutely. There's a bunch of other events in between that. So be sure to check out their IBTTA's website. But before we hop off with Wayne, I do want to ask you one more question.
Uh-oh.
If
Okay,
you
here
have
comes.
any advice for either, I guess, new members joining, like what would you say, or what would you like to leave the audience with today?
Oh man, that's
Sorry to put you on the
it's
spot.
one of those questions like you always prepare for it in your mind, but you don't think you really get out.
Right.
No, I think the biggest advice I would share with everyone is just get involved and participate, listen, but more importantly, don't feel afraid to just go up and talk to someone or sit down at a random table and have a conversation with someone. You'll be amazed how approachable everyone is. And just like Pat Jones has said, and I won't ever forget my first IBTTA event where he said, hey, all the new members, he really means that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when I came up and shook his hand, he actually sat down and ate with me and had a conversation. And from there, a relationship built. And that's the heart of IBTTA.
All right.
That's a fantastic, and we just want to say, again, Pat, we're going to miss you. You have been an inspirational rock and guide for our entire industry, and and as well as Bill. Bill is getting ready to change it. There it is, right there.
We have Pat heads.
That's well done. But no, it's great to. Thanks for joining in, and Pat, we'll miss you. Wayne, thank you very much for joining with us. You were a phenomenal guest.
Thank you.
I don't know if I can rank you higher than Lauren. But I'll say you both were kick butt. Like, it was amazing.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
He was.
I've enjoyed the friendship which she and I have developed during this time
Same, I'll do
together.
it again with you, Wayne. I will host
Yay.
again. I will
There we go. All right, we got it.
You're committed now.
We're doing it. Thank you all so much
Yes,
for
thank
the
you.
All
opportunity.
right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break as we get ready for another interview here soon. So stay tuned. Keep the channel open, and we'll talk to you again. Again, thank you very much for Milligan Partners. Thank you very much for CSG. Huge support. And also thank you very much, IBTTA, and all of you for watching and continue to be big supporters of Toll Talk. We'll come at you again. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
All right.
20 minutes.
Great. All right. We'll take
Okay, I think we're live now. So, hey, everybody. I'm Kaylee Jakovics. For those of you that are just now joining us, we are at the 92nd Annual Meeting and Exhibition in Cleveland for IBTTA. I'm one of your hosts for Toll Talk. I'm also with Mojo Creative Digital. We have our other host, which is Alexander Ficari, who is here with us today. And we have a special guest, Anthony. Anthony, if you would like to give your introduction, we'd love to know what you do, what committees you're involved with. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sounds good. All right. So I'm Anthony Scrow. I'm an associate at Arcadis. I've been with the company for about 13 years now. We were previously IBI Group, and about 2 years ago we've got acquired by Arcadis, so we're now Arcadis. As an associate there, I've primarily been working in the toll space for most of the 13 years, actually. I've been in the systems realm. I have a civil engineering background, a master's in civil engineering, but I kind of fell into the systems space early on in my career. And like many others here, there was work in tolling, and I just kind of stumbled into tolling, and I've been doing it for almost 13 years now.
That's fantastic. 13 years.
13 years. There's a little bit of a co-op term that I did early on when I started 13 years ago, but I've been full-time with Arcadis well over 10 years, but it was kind of on and off before that. And yeah, so for the most part now, I've done a lot of work in the toll and consulting space, but we as Arcadis have mobility solutions. We have our own toll system from the roadside to the back office, and so I manage a lot of those projects now. So everything from getting the work to understanding requirements and business rules and doing the design, testing, and delivering the toll system.
Okay.
Very good.
So that's my background in terms of work. Within IBTTA, I've been part of IBTTA, I would say, at least for the last 5 or 6 years. I think my first conference was maybe in Orlando in 2019. So I've been to a handful of the tech conferences, a few of the annual conferences. I started off just participating in the conferences, trying to find my space within them, found it a little bit difficult to navigate. A lot of people already know each other, and people have been in the industry for 30 plus years. So I think it was in Orlando the creation of the Young Professional Council actually came to be. So that's YPC.
Oh, yay.
So I tried to get involved early on by just signing up. I said, I want to be young professional. I'm young. I want to meet people and see what it's like. So everything was fresh. No one really knew what was happening. So at the beginning, they created a steering committee and some subcommittees. So I put my name down to just join a subcommittee. So I originally started as part of the events. I think it was called event subcommittee. So trying to organize events within, not only within YPC, but connecting it with IBTTA. From there, I participated in that. We had a career growth subcommittee where, again, we're trying to help young professionals see what it is they need to help expand their careers.
Let me ask you that, Anthony. So for those who aren't watching, when we talk about young professionals, there's a little bit of a misnomer there, right? We're really talking about anybody who's in tolling and is new to tolling. It can be at any age, right? But
are there parameters? I mean, what are the parameters for YPC? I'm part of it. I love it, by the way. So
we use the term young professionals, but you're right. And that's the first thing we follow up with after is, because immediately someone's thinking, well, what's the age cutoff? There really isn't one, and the idea is that young professionals or new to the industry is really what we're targeting. Because whether you're 50, 60 years old, but you were in ITS for 30 years, you're new to tolling, all of this is brand new. The concepts, the acronyms, the people, the different vendors and companies. So we really try and bring anyone in who is just new to the industry and is looking to expand their network and to learn more about IBTTA and the tolling industry.
Yeah, and we've hosted events. We just had one the other day, but we welcome not just young professionals or new to the industry, but everyone, seasoned professionals, because that's how we learn as well, not just from our peers. So it's you want to talk a little bit about the event, because I thought it was a good success for the YPC. Yeah, it was a joint social.
Yes, exactly. So that was this year, so all of 2024, I was the chair of YPC. So one of the things I was hoping to do, again, is always expanding and connecting young professionals with the rest of IBTTA, really help them get their foot in the door. And there was a great initiative that LAAA, so the Leadership Academy, and the Women in Tolling and YPC, we often were doing social events at the same times as each other during
Sure.
during
Almost
the
competitive.
conferences. Yeah,
Like, where do I go?
It was challenging to find times because IBTTA does a great job scheduling everything, and you don't want to overlap with another IBTTA session. So we would always look for the gaps, and then we ended up having social events that were at the same time as each other. So
Sure.
early on in the year, we decided to do a joint social. We created a steering committee with members from each of the different organizations.
Right.
Each of them got their own sponsors to sponsor the event,
Sure.
and it ended up being a successful event. I think there was about 200 people was the
Yeah.
RSVP list for that, so I think there was 200 people. The idea was to get a little sticker on a name tag to see which organization you were part of, and there was even a
Yes.
little bingo trivia.
bingo game, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That was
fantastic.
fun.
Just
Whose
to
idea
ease-
was that? That was fun.
That was a good idea. That was good.
I think Chelsea and members of the steering committee
Okay.
applied something light and easy. If you didn't want to partake, you didn't have to, but if you wanted to ease your way into a conversation, really breaking
Yeah.
the ice, and that's what
Right.
it was used for.
Yeah, no, and I thought that was a great strategy, you know, and you know, one of the goals here, and I don't think if you haven't been to an IBTTA event, I mean, you really need to make it a priority. You know, the whole idea of Total Talk is to make it accessible, right,
Yeah.
to people, help them understand their role in the industry and how that all ties together, right?
Absolutely.
And so what they can bring and where do they go and who do they talk to and
Yep.
get at that human level, what's happening in that corner of the room that I want to be a part of,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so we are charged up by YPC in general, and I love it when Pat is always saying, speaking of Pat, creepy here, like walking
Special
around.
guest.
Pat's always around.
Also
us.
here.
No, Pat's always been saying, you know, reach out there, you know, make people feel welcome, and I think that's important. We have to say, if you are watching, you have to come to an event as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a nice mix of both, the digital world, but that physical. There's a synergy. There's something here that
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
and I think it's great that YPC is there. I think it honestly, it should be almost mandatory.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to, as somebody who's new to the industry, I would love to say, okay, you have to do, I don't know, 6 months or a year at YPC and go to some events, and because that helps you. I think
Yeah.
it's nothing more
It
than
really
a great
does,
opportunity.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
From my personal experience, the first few conferences I went to, while they were enjoyable, I did learn a lot. I kind of found myself stuck to my colleagues.
Yes,
I'm hanging out with my
yes.
colleagues, and it's great. They're introducing me to their circles. You get to meet people, but then after that, those people go to the people they know very well, and then I'm
Right.
kind of left at like, well, how do I?
What do you do now?
What do I do? How do I
Yeah.
get into those circles again? And
Yeah.
once I got connected with YPC, even in between those interactions I was having with new people, I could see a fellow YPCer across the vendor hall that I would say, I'm going to go hang out with them for 10 or 15 minutes because I know them. And then they start introducing me to their circles. And
Sure,
I found it just a lot more collaborative and easier to break through into
Yeah.
the circles through YPC.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Do you have? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, do you have any advice for any new members that you would give? Because I know you started what 2019.
Yeah, I
That's
probably
right
started to
around the
get involved
time
around
that we
time.
started as well. So
Yeah. So I think just advice for anyone in general is get involved in any way. I mean, it doesn't even
Any way.
have
I
to be
love it.
YPC. And the thing with YPC that we're trying to do is to say, look, IBTTA has all kinds of other
Yeah.
subcommittees that
Sure.
they offer. Some of them are appointed, so it's not as easy to join those ones, but there are a good handful of them that you can just volunteer.
Yeah.
And there's no better way to get your foot in the door than to volunteer, be involved in any of the committees in any capacity, even just being on a mailing list so you're
Yeah.
aware of what's
Right,
going on.
yeah.
Well, I think, but right there, what you're aware of what's going on. Situational awareness
Yeah.
is what gives you the confidence to navigate these
Yes.
rooms, right?
Yeah.
And when you can have an educated conversation of what you heard at a particular event or where people were going that particular night, like I think that's the takeaway there,
Yeah.
you know? And I think it definitely has to be a priority.
Yeah, I think so. I've met a couple new and young professionals. There was someone from Michael Baker who's just fresh out of college. He found out he was coming to this conference very recently, and he said he was enjoying everything YPC had to offer because he was making so many connections. He was in the same boat as me. where-
was it Adam?
Adam.
Yes, I met
Yes,
Adam too,
Adam.
and I was
So,
like,
yeah.
welcome. Yeah.
He had his few colleagues that he knew, and he wasn't really sure where to go and how to get connected and,
Right.
and to meet people. And I think it was on the Saturday night before a social event. We were
Right.
chatting and watching sports and at the bar, and he was just getting to meet new people. It was just
Yeah.
a very easy entry is what I like to see for people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Is there a highlight or anything that has already happened that kind of was something you were looking forward to, or anything else you're looking forward to?
That's a good question. I mean, the highlight for these, as always, while the sessions are great and you get to learn a lot of things,
Yeah.
I mean, the networking opportunity is fantastic.
Yeah.
Whether it's new people you're meeting, current clients, potential future clients, like
All
the
of that.
in-person factor has gone away a little bit with the pandemic, and
Yep.
sure, things are definitely very much back to normal, but there's still a lot of virtual things going on, and while those
Yeah.
have their place, the in-person interactions
Absolutely,
is great.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can't really replace this
No.
like a conference like this. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Even
you,
the
you
fact
have
that,
to attend.
Even the fact that they started things on the weekend. I mean, I've talked to some friends in other industries, and they said, "Well, why is there a conference on the weekend? Like, don't people have lives?" And I said, "Well, this is actually the social part of it. Like, if
Yeah.
you want to
Right.
join,
This is the part you love. You kind of love.
We've got a lot to do.
yeah, there's a ton to do. They don't overload the sessions on the weekends, so you don't have to attend all those things.
Right.
But the social aspect is there. You come when you can make
Yeah.
it, what works with your
Yes.
schedule, and get to talk to people.
Yeah.
No, I think that's phenomenal. So, what's ahead for you for the rest of this event? Right, there's an evening event
Yep.
tonight. There's
After
the after party.
party.
Right, the after party.
Are you
like going to
going?
the after party, right?
Every single time. I
Okay.
go.
There you go. Do you sing?
We
Perform.
We perform. We usually have a
Okay.
YPC group go up.
Yes.
So we
Okay,
try
yes,
and
that's
get the-
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Have
that's
we
right.
decided on a song?
We have not. We
Okay.
usually pick that on the fly.
Okay.
Once we're there.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's as young
Yeah.
people do, right? Young at heart,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Young at heart people do.
And for those that want to get involved, they can go to, I think it's YPC, is it YPC Council?
I believe it's ypcouncil.org.
.org, it's
Don't
.org,
quote
yeah.
me on that. I
know.
should have probably brushed up on
Yes,
the website.
no. I'm blanking too. I help with the
I know,
we help
Mojo
with the
helped recently
website,
with the
so
website. Yeah.
I'm like, I should know this, but I feel like it's ypcouncil.org.
Yes.
We'll put it.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the link, but
we'll
but
put it
yeah,
in
or
the
you can
description.
just Google IBTTA Young Professionals, and so you can get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Join the
whatever
newsletter.
capacity you want. Like,
Yeah.
some people are just in the Discord to kind of see what's going on, and some people are in subcommittees. Some of them are not. A lot of
Right.
them are not, and it's
Yeah.
just however much you want to actually put into it.
Well,
It's up to
and I talk about that briefly because you talk about a committee and people think, oh, I'm going to give my time, I'm going to
Yeah.
go do this. But what they don't realize is if you come into this, to this industry
Yep.
with a transactional mindset,
Yep.
you're not getting anywhere.
No.
These opportunities are chances for you to get back. It's a chance for you to get involved, learn the nomenclature, kind of get and so I think it is very important that people do consider joining some committee.
Anything.
Right, volunteer once a year. Go to the maintenance program
Yep.
and help in those the special projects.
Yes.
Right, like the special projects are super inspiring.
Yep.
Like that's something you could even do.
Yep.
Right, but
Absolutely.
it's not just you can't come here to get $1.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me, especially taking over as chair for this year, one thing I have in the back of my mind always is everyone's volunteering their time.
Yeah.
We can't turn this into something where we're expecting people to put in hours and hours and hours.
Sure.
So everything we do, it's great that we have a lot of people participating in YPC and volunteering in subcommittees and the steering committee so that we can share the workload and share the ideas.
Yes.
We don't want anyone spending too much of their time and making it feel like this is a second job for them.
Right, yeah.
exactly.
We know this is, you're doing this on the side of your desk, you're doing this in your extra free time, so this is a very light and easy barrier of entry into the organization.
Yep, and I checked. It's ypcouncil.com actually.
.com, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, it's
So
ibtta.org.
.com.
ibttta.org, but ypcouncil.com if you want to get involved with the YPC group. So, yeah, we
Well,
want to
is there
thank
anything
you.
in closing you want to? I don't know if you had anything else, Kayla. Is there
No,
anything
no.
in closing you want to let people know, or
No, I think this is a great that you're doing this. I remember looking into it when I think you did it first at the tech conference.
Yes, the tech conference.
Yep, and this is a great thing. Thanks for having me on here. It's nice to talk about YPC, IBTTA,
Yes.
and just helping anyone who's interested in getting involved in any way, trying to navigate the difficult waters in any industry, whether it's tolling or any kind of
Absolutely.
industry, getting your foot in the door in any way possible, volunteering, meeting people. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways you can get from conferences like this.
Yeah, well, we definitely we feel that synergy. We feel a special closeness to YPC. We think there's a lot of synergy there, and and I think it's important that that a lot of people support this. I mean, for example, even for this event here, Milligan Partners. We also want to thank CSG for helping, and then quite honestly, IBTTA has been a huge supporter. So we thank them for opening these doors to us and welcoming us, because we think that in the end, we're serving all the professionals that are here, the young, that want to have those conversations, they want to be a part of it and expand their knowledge base of the profession. So thank you very much to everybody who's coming, and thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you very much.
It was great having you.
Yes, thanks
It's
for
a
having me.
pleasure.
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
All right.
All right. Well, keep watching. We hope you've enjoyed today's live streaming podcast as we start to wrap it up just in a minute here, but we hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be coming again to Dallas, we hope. We'll be joining you guys in Dallas. Are you going to Dallas?
Probably.
Okay,
Should
well,
be.
there we go. Hopefully we'll see you there. All right. Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Take care. All right, there we go. Perfect. And I think that concludes the